When something is newly born, then how can it be sounds a celebration? Let us celebrate the Goa Statehood Day with music and dance. கலை நிகழ்ச்சிகள் மற்றும் கொண்டாட்டங்கள் இவை இரண்டையும் பிரிக்க முடியாது. கோவா மாநிலம் உருவான இந்த நாளை அம்மாநில மக்களின் பாரம்பரிய நடனம் மற்றும் பாரம்பரிய நிகழ்ச்சிகளை கண்டு ரசிப்போம். Talgadi dance. Talgadi is a popular folk dance of Goa. It is usually performed during festivals and rituals associated with the spring season. This is an outdoor dance performed usually in an open area and is noted for its beauty and sophistication. Talgadi involves a group of male dancers waving sticks to the beat of drums. The hand movements have many similarities with those used in the Dhandiya Ras dance of Gujarat. The dancers dress in colorful costumes and adorn themselves with flowers. पापू कळसे करमलाचे डाव लालातले वड जाओ भयकाराचे नाव पापू कळसे करमलाचे डाव लालातले वड जाओ भयकाराचे नाव पापू कळसे करमलाचे डाव लालातले वड जाओ भयकाराचे नाव दशरथ राजा बाय नगरा दशरथ राजा बोले रानी लगे वरनावत बात बोले रानी लगे वरनावता कौशल चतुशीत राम जनमल बा कौशल चतुशीत राम जनमला राम लक्ष्मण रे जनता पिता राम लक्ष्मण रे जनता पिता वनवत दत्त नतुर्य मावळे बा वनवत दत्त नतुर्य मावळे सूर्या मावळ राजा काळो कदाला बा सूर्या मावळ राजा काळो कदाला पंचवटी वट जाने गोप बांधले बा पंचवटी वट जाने गोप बांधले लंके रावण आयल बांधारे सीते देव न जल बांधारे लंके रावण आयल बांधारे सीते देव न जल लंके रावण इल बंदारे सीते देव नगल बंदारे लंके रावण इल बंदारो सीते देव नगल बंदारो लंके रावण इल बंदारे सीते देव नगल बंदारो लंके रावण इल बंदारो सीते देव नगल बंदारो जाने का भरत का तीन पट रावण चितवला दाखोय वाट जाने का भरत का तीन पट रावण चितवला दाखोय वाट जाने का भरत का तीन पट रावण चितवला दाखोय वाट
अंजानी का सूता बोला राम का वरदाना एकम खाने बोला बोला जय जय हनुमान एकम खाने बोला बोला जय जय हनुमान जय राम आवार मोड़न रे समय करो ईश्वर पार्वती दगा करो आवार मोड़न रे समय करो ईश्वर पार्वती दगा करो आवार मोड़न रे समय करो ईश्वर पार्वती दगा करो पापी कणस रे कर्मलाचे डाव नानातल्यान व्हड जाऊ गोंयकारांचे नाव पापी कणस रे कर्मलाचे डाव नानातल्यान व्हड जाऊ गोंयकारांचे नाव वैवया डोंगरार बोलवला भोगरा देव तुझा नगरा उत्सव झाला वैल वैल डोंगरार बोलवला भोगरा देव तुझा नगरा उत्सव झाला
Truly a palpable performance where we felt the energy so much on the stage. Now, for a play. The Goan freedom struggle is as old as the struggle for independent India. Though it gained momentum in June 1946 when Dr. Ram Manohar Lohia, the noted socialist leader, plunged himself into the freedom movement along with a large number of young Goans, ultimately culminating in the liberation of Goa. A tribute to the valiant freedom fighter and a great nationalist, Dr. Ram Manohar Lohia.
Good evening everyone. Today we are presenting a small drama on the great freedom fighter Dr. Ram Manohar Lohia. When he came to Goa to meet his friend Louis Menezes, that time we know the condition of Goa. As all we know that India got independence long before, but a small state was under the Portuguese rule. So he decided to make Goa free from Portuguese rule. He made a revolution in Goa that becomes a history of Goa in making a freedom to Goa from the Portuguese rule. So here we are presenting a small drama on the great freedom fighter of Goa, Dr. Ram Manohar Lohia.
What is people are doing here? ये लग रहा है कि ये बहुत बड़ा प्लान कर रहे हैं। हमें जल्दी से जल्दी है खाना पड़ेगा। Hey, ready up? Shit! What are you doing here? You don't know that you can't sit here like this. Just beat them and just be in this area. You nonsense! Let's go. That's why I'm going to tell you. That's very good. करते हैं? हम एक गाइडर बुलाते हैं, अब बुलाया तो अच्छा होगा। हाँ, मंगलवार को अच्छा होगा। एक काम करते हैं, उस दिन एक गाइडर बुलाते हैं। तुम लोगों को एक काम करना है, जो सारे आपके लोग हैं ना, उनको मटका में बुलाना है। बुलाएंगे ना? तो मिलते हैं 18 जून को। मुझे गोवा की परिस्थिति का मालूम नहीं थी, परिस्थिति मालूम नहीं थी, लेकिन मुझे अब पता चला। अब मुझे डरने की कोई जरूरत नहीं, मैं आ गया हूँ, डरने की कोई जरूरत नहीं। ओह, आई सी, दिस इज द मेन थिंग ऑफ दिस। मुझे लग रहा है कि यही जड़ है इस मुसीबत की। तो मैं मुझे पता है तुम्हारे अंदर एक क्रांति है, वही कंटिन्यू रखना अपनी क्रांति।
Thank you everyone. This was a small drama based on the Dr. Ram Manohar Lohia. He created a revolution in Goa to make Goa to free from Portuguese rule. Thank you.
Thank you so much. The Dhangar dance. This dance is performed by the Dhangar community during Dasera and is accompanied by the slow beats of the dhol. The Dhangars are a shepherd community. Their traditional songs center on the love story of the Hindu god Krishna and his beloved Radha. The white dress and turban indicates the ancestral lineage of the community. The music, which is predominantly percussive, is provided by dhol, a barrel-shaped drum, thang, a pair of cymbals, and a drone called thaso.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hey,
you so much. That was a fabulous performance, and this evening has been rocked with the great cultural extravaganza from Goa, which has truly enthralled all the audience. And within a short while from now, the Honorable Governor will felicitate all the performers of the day.
This is absolutely. Konkani Basha. Ama. Goa ladanda pesanga. Konkani Basha. Assam side illa. 83 mela mechana ichga. Goa என்றது வந்து இந்த பக்கம் பெங்களூர்ல அந்த பேருனா அந்த கோஸ்டல் ஏரியா வரும். மங்களூர், மேங்களூர் அந்த மாதிரி கலவை. அதனால அது வந்து இது கிடையாது. ஒரு இதுதான் சொல்ல முடியாது. ஏன்னா கோவாவில் பெரும்பாலான பேர் பேசுறது வந்து கொங்கணி. அதே தான். கூர்கில் ஒரு பாஷை, கூர்கு அது கொடவாசு இருக்காங்க, அவங்க ஒரு பாஷை பேசுவாங்க, அவங்க ஒரு பாஷை பேசுவாங்க. அவங்க எப்படின்னா மலையாளமும் பேசுவாங்க, பேசுவாங்க. கொங்கணி பாஷை தான் அவனுக்கு போர் அடிச்சிருச்சு, பவர் அடிச்சிருச்சு. என்னப்பா ராஜ்பவனில் இருக்கேன்ப்பா. செகண்ட் ஷிஃப்ட் எப்படி பார்க்க முடியும்? 10 மணி ஷிஃப்ட்டு, நான் செகண்ட் ஷிஃப்ட்டு. அதுதான் தெரியுது. அது போய் அசைன்மெண்ட்டில் இருக்க முடிச்சுட்டு கூப்பிட்றேன். காதுல அது கேட்டுக்கிட்டே இருக்குடா, ஸ்பீக்கர் கேட்டுக்கிட்டே இருக்கு, இன்னும் கூட அடங்கல.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now request the Honorable Governor to felicitate the performers of the day. The Honorable Governor will now felicitate Tirusandi Gaunkar, the organizer of the cultural program. He will be felicitated with a memento by the Honorable Governor. He has given us a great performance. He has coordinated all the cultural events, and I request you to give him a resounding applause. Sandeep Gaonkar is felicitated by the Honorable Governor with a shawl and a memento. The Honorable Governor will now felicitate all the other performers of the day who have performed the Bhangra dance, the Kalgadi dance, and of course the play which reminds us of the great nationalist. Such thumping numbers they gave us, and I think we have to give them thumping, applause, ovation, which they truly deserve. They have entertained us, they have made this evening so great. They have reminded us of Goa, not just the scenic beauty and how Goa is rich in its culture, in its tradition, through such wonderful dances, through such wonderful traditional dances. We all know Goa is famous for a lot of breezy songs, but there are a lot of hidden traditional values in Goa which is being represented in today's stage by these performers. The Honorable Governor is felicitating all the performers of the day with a shawl. The two cultural dances and the play were performed by these performers. The next time Goa means not just beaches, it also means the Bhangra dance, the Kalgadi dance. There's so much of rich culture, tradition is deep-rooted in Goa. And we thank all the performers of today for showcasing such wonderful cultural rich heritage of Goa. Following the felicitation of all the performers will take a group photograph with the Honorable Governor. We thank all the performers. We request them to come to the dais. They will be taking a group photograph with the Honorable Governor and the other dignitaries on the dais. Thank you. We once again thank all the performers who gave us a fantabulous performance and made this evening even more grand. We thank the Honorable Governor for felicitating all the performers of the day. Samyukta Gowda Saraswati Sabha, popularly known as the SGS Sabha, was founded to become a social and cultural platform for various sections of the Samyukta Gowda Saraswati community in Chennai. Right from the beginning, the Sabha gave high priority for the educational advancement of the community by disbursing repayable scholarships. The most important function held was the reception for new graduates and honoring those who had won the high academic distinction. We now welcome the President of SGS Sabha, Dr. S. Dinesh Naik, to address the gathering.
Honorable Governor of Tamil Nadu, Thiru R.N. Ravi Avர்களே, the Secretariat, officers of the Raj Bhavan, distinguished invitees, officials of the central government and the state government, representatives of the media, other dignitaries, citizens of this much beloved city and the state of Tamil Nadu, beloved Goans, Saraswats, Gowda Saraswats, dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. I begin my articulation invoking the blessings of our revered His Holiness Srimad Samyamendra Tirtha Swami, the Matadipati of the Sri Kashi Math Samsthan. He is our spiritual guru and he is the leader of our community, along with the other gurus, obviously. I thank you all for the graceful presence on the special day and evening to celebrate the Foundation Day of Goa State. You just now saw the performance of our the Goan people, our fellow Goans, the kind of energy and the kind of enthusiasm and the art which epitomizes this wonderful state. I am grateful to the office of the Honorable Governor for giving me this opportunity to address this august audience. It's a matter of great pride for me to represent the Konkani community, more affectionately known as the Konkani-speaking Saraswats, and we, the Gowda Saraswats. It gives me immense pleasure to represent as the President of the revered SGS Sabha, the Samyukta Gowda Saraswat Sabha. This is a charitable society which was founded and established 111 years ago, precisely in 1912. See, the Konkani diaspora, they spread all over, every continent, every country, every state has a Konkani. And that's important. And so wherever they went, they assimilated the local culture, and that's a very important thing, and maintained their own cultural identity. And I think that is a very important. So we feel very privileged to be in the state of Tamil Nadu, in Chennai at the moment, and partake in the progress of the state. Now this Sabha was started in the pre-independence era, 111 years ago. The cherished ideals of this SGS Sabha has been to serve humanity and society in the lines of the vision of our Honorable Prime Minister, Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Prayas. Now a little bit about our Gowda Saraswat community. We are the Gowda Saraswat community. We are indeed grateful to the Honorable Governor of Tamil Nadu for recognizing us and for honoring us on this memorable occasion. Thank you very much, sir. We are indeed overwhelmed by the recognition accorded to the SGS Sabha Chennai for this invitation to address this very distinguished audience. This invitation to us is a testimony of the unstinted charitable services rendered to the community and society at large by the SGS Sabha during all these 111 years of existence, and we are committed to continue our service to society. This was an unparalleled vision and mission of our founding fathers, who came about 111 years ago, and then they started this. The presence of such a large gathering here in the evening is the source of perennial inspiration for the STS Sabha to do more and to continuously serve the society and nation at large. Now, Chennai and Tamil Nadu has seen a lot of distinguished Konkanis over the decades. And just to name a few, I would proudly recollect Sri N.J. Kamath, who's Indian IAS retired, the late K.R. Shedai, who was the longest serving Commissioner of Police and became the DGP of Tamil Nadu in 1980, Sri V.N. Kudva of the Indian Civil Service, who authored the history of Dakshinatya Saraswats, the knighted late Justice K.P. Lakshman Rao, who was a retired judge of the Madras High Court in the early 50s, Sri J.P. L. Shenoy, ICS, Corporation of Madras, after whom Shenoy Nagar is named. So his lasting legacy that he has left. The great late Commodore K.P. Gopal Rao, whose children are here today with us, who bombed the port of Karachi on the 4th of December 1971 in the decisive Indo-Pak War, which paralyzed the Pak army and confined them to the west so that the Indian army could then concentrate on the east and liberate Bangladesh over the next 14 days. For this service, he received the second highest gallantry award, the Mahavir Chakra, and he belonged to Chennai. So there are so many outstanding personalities, and the tradition continues even now. We are fortunate to have amongst us Mr. B.G. Malya, who is now the general manager of the Integral Coach Factory at Karapur, and he is carrying out the Make in India, Atmanirbhar Bharat, Vande Bharat. So, wonderful to see that. And of course we have, Sri Kasarpod Vaman Kamath, who's the chairman of the ICICI Bank and the BRICS Bank, etc. So we have a huge list of luminaries. Many of them have served in Chennai, and they've left an indelible mark. And it's a huge task for us to carry this legacy forward. Now, we have already touched upon a lot about the history of Goa, its liberation from the Portuguese, and the Goa Statehood Day. But I think it's important to reiterate this all the time. And I just mention a little bit about it, because the Portuguese came and they entered Goa, I think in 1505 or so, when Albuquerque displaced that time's ruler, and then established what is called the Estado de India. And this enclave contained Goa, Daman and Diu and Nagar Haveli. Now this rule continued for the next 450 years, and even after India got its independence from the British, we unfortunately continued to be enslaved by the Portuguese in Goa. We never received the thing. And you just saw the drama where the services or the role of Sri Ram Manohar Lohia ji was responsible for the revolution, and finally that culminated in the Operation Vijay in December of 1961, which finally decisively threw out the Portuguese from Goa, and Goa finally became part of our motherland. And but it was still a union territory till 1987, when on May 30th, 1987, Goa became an independent state, the 25th state of the Union of India. And we proud Konkani, Gauda Saraswat, Konkani Christians, Konkani Muslims, there's a whole host of the society which shared a shared history, language, customs, cuisine, and all of us come from Goa. And we all take pride in celebrating May 30th as the state of Goa. The anguish and sufferings under the Portuguese rule is powerfully expressed in literature. Sri Manohar Rai Sardesai's poem, Moje Goem, that means My Goa, is very succinctly captured this sentiment. And Sri Bhakti Korkar, he captures the overwhelming sentiment of the Goans on the eve of Goa's liberation from the Portuguese by the Indian Armed Forces in 1961 in that 7 lakh Goenka, that means 7 lakh Goans. Now Goa and Konkani are inseparable. Konkani has been in existence for centuries together. Now Konkana is a distinct tract of land from the western side of the Sayagri Mountains, which is the Deccan Plateau on the western side, stretches about 720 kilometers north to south. And this particular region is historically known as the Gomanta, even in Mahabharata, and in the Varaha Purana, called the Goa Kshetra. So it has been in existence for centuries. Today it's affectionately called Goa, and the legendary Goa has been also called Goa Puri, and is highly acclaimed in chapter 16 of the Sutta Samhita, which is a section of the Skanda Purana, for its wealth, natural beauty and sanctity. The sanctity is very important. We all know about the natural beauty of Goa and the ebullience and the energy of Goan people, but the sanctity of the place, the holiness of the place, is something that we have to appreciate. In a copper plate inscription by the King Harihara of Vijayanagara, that is in the 1377 to 1404 AD, Goa, at that time it was called Goa, has been referred to as the capital of Kondona, the Goa Bandhin Konkana Raja Dharmin. So this is also mentioned. A liberated Goa with statehood was then every Konkani Saraswat's dream, and today it's the envy of every Indian and a moment of pride for all of us. Now the Goan language, that is the Konkani, has finally recognized as an official language on the 4th of January 1987, soon after it attained, or just before it attained the statehood. And but it was only after 5 years, in 1992, that it was given the status of a national language. And that is through the 71st Amendment of the 8th Schedule of the Constitution of India. Konkani now features in the 15 languages in which the value of the the money is printed on the Indian rupee currency notes. So it is figuring in one of those 15 languages. So that's a matter of great pride. But there's also a sense of melancholy. The rather varying set of ineffaceable ancient sacraments called the samskaras that punctuated the life of a Konkani Hindu and the likes of Gauda Saraswats like us. And we feel pained because it is consciously believed that the samskaras lead a man's journey towards the attainment of ultimate spiritual liberation, incorporated in the Sanatana Dharma, the timeless order of ethical value and eternal truths which constitute the bedrock of Hinduism, known universally as the eternal set of duties to and by humanity. I crave your indulgence for this pretentious mention of the innumerable temples, number of temples desecrated and exterminated, the religious persecution of its citizens by the Portuguese during the 4th century rule. And many of the Konkanis at that time fled the state of Goa with their deities clinging to them, and then they ran away, they hid in the jungles, they descended further south, and then they somehow managed to maintain and keep the traditions alive. And that is what we are following even now. So that's something very, very, very important. We must acknowledge the great sacrifice our ancestors have gone through and done so that we are today able to carry on and continue that legacy. There are 3 Ds that could describe the Portuguese rule in Goa: desecration, devastation, destruction. It's very unfortunate. Notwithstanding my description of the persecution and destruction above, Goa, despite all this, has inculcated the Guru Parampara. The lineage or succession of Gurus is very, very important. Through all those difficult times and the persecution, the 4 major Goan Konkani-centric ones are the Kavale Mutt in Ponda, which was established in 740 AD. Sri Gokarna Mutt in Pattagani in Goa, 1475. Sri Kashi Mutt, Varanasi in 1542, and the Chitrapur Shirali Mutt, North Canada in 1757. Through all these years of persecution, we continue to maintain our tradition. Gaudapada was the first scholar of the Advaita Vedanta school of the Hindu philosophy. He was the compiler of the Mandukya Karika, also known as the Gaudapada Karika. His disciple Govinda Bhagavatapada was the guru of the most revered Advaita Vedanta preacher, Adi Shankara. Here, Adi Shankara describes Gautapadacharya as his Parama Guru. And he has mentioned this in many of his works. And this is one of the most monumental and luminous contributions by a Konkani Saraswat scholars in the Hindu philosophy. Exodus of the Konkanis from Goa during the 17th to 19th centuries, that's how we all came running out. Not really running, but actually we wanted to protect our cultural identity. It is to protect rather than run in fear. We came to Karnataka, we came to Kerala, we came to Maharashtra, we came to Tamil Nadu. We went to every other place, but retained our connection with Goa, and even now, all our temples, our deities, Kuladevas, still are in Goa, and each one of us continue to go every year and visit and be there. And Konkanis, therefore, because they have migrated to all the parts of India as well as abroad, they are multilingual. They know at least 3-4 languages, and they are very highly adaptable. And they easily adapt themselves to the local milieu, and they participate very actively in every sphere. And that's a very important aspect. They don't see themselves, they don't differentiate themselves, they don't want minority status for themselves. They want to be part of the larger growth engine and participate actively. We never feel out of place anywhere in the world. So we, Konkani speaking Gauda Saraswat, take pride in having integrated with citizens of Tamil Nadu and its vibrant culture. Almost all our SGS Sabha members speak and converse very fluently in Tamil. We express our gratitude to the citizens of Tamil Nadu for considering us as one amongst them, more so akin to brothers and sisters. We continue to contribute to the well-being of the state and the country and live in harmony. With these words, ladies and gentlemen, Honorable Governor, I take leave of this multifaceted gathering. Wish you all a very memorable and a wonderful evening. Happy Goa State Food Day. Warmest felicitations to all Konkanis, all Goans, all from the state of Tamil Nadu, all from the city of Chennai. Thank you all. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. We now request the Honorable Governor to felicitate Dr. S. Dinesh Nayak, the President of SGS Sabha. Thank you, sir. We now welcome Tirumati Vijayalakshmi Prabhu, Senior Member of Samyukta Gauda Saraswat Sabha, to address the gathering.
Honorable Governor Tamil Nadu அவர்களுக்கும் இன்று இந்த திருவிழாக்கு வந்த அனைவருக்கும் என்னுடைய வணக்கங்கள், மாலை வணக்கங்கள். நானும் நிறைய பேசணும் அப்படின்னு நினைச்சேன். நான் பேச நினைக்கிறது எல்லாமே ஸ்ரீ தினேஷ் நாயக் பேசி முடிச்சுட்டாரு. இருந்தாலும் நான் 2 வார்த்தைகள் சொல்றேன். முதல்ல எனக்கு தமிழ்நாடுக்கு வரதே பிடிக்காது. எப்பவுமே நான் தமிழ்நாடுன்னா ஒரு மாதிரியா தான் நினைப்பேன். ஆனா இப்போ நான் தமிழ்நாடுக்கு வந்து 48 வருஷங்கள் ஆச்சு. இப்போ நான் வந்து தமிழ்நாடு விட்டு போகணுன்ற எண்ணமே எனக்கு வரல. ஏன்னா நான் 1975ல ஃபர்ஸ்ட் மேரேஜ் ஆயிட்டு இங்க வரைச்சேன். எனக்கு தமிழ் தெரியாது, கொங்கினி அதர் லாங்குவேஜஸ் தெரியும், தமிழ் சுத்தமாவே தெரியாது. இந்த தமிழ்நாட்டு பீப்புள் எனக்கு எல்லாருமே அவ்வளோ சப்போர்ட்டிவா இருந்துட்டு இன்னைக்கு நான் இங்க நின்று பேசுறேன்னா எல்லாருமே அவங்கதான் காரணம். எனக்கு நிறைய விஷயத்துல தமிழ்நாட்டு மக்களுக்கு சேர்ந்த சப்போர்ட் எல்லா விதத்திலையும் எப்பவுமே கிடைச்சிருக்கு. ஒரு சப்போர்ட் கொடுக்கறதுக்கு அப்படின்னா தமிழ் மக்களை அடிச்சுக்கிறதுக்கு ஆளே கிடையாதுங்க. எனக்கு இன்னைக்கு நான் இங்க நின்று இவ்வளவு பேசுறேன்னா எனக்கு தமிழ் மக்கள் தான் காரணம். தயவு செஞ்சு நான் பேசணும் நிறைய இருக்கு, என்ன சொல்றதுன்னு எனக்கு தெரியல. ஏன்னா எல்லாமே எங்க பெரியவர் சொல்லி முடிச்சாச்சு. அதனால with the permission of you sir, I would like to thanks in my Konkani language sir. आज ही हंगा एक गोवन फाउंडेशन डे सेलिब्रेशन आका आमक सर्वांकई आमंत्रण कोरनो सन्मान केलेले आमगेले ऑनरेबल गवर्नर हंका तुमक सर्वांकई हांव धन्यवाद सांगून घेता.
Thank you, ma'am. We request the Honorable Governor to felicitate Tirumati Vijayalakshmi Prabhu. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Tiruvasudev Rao, Joint Secretary of SGS Sabha, will now felicitate the Honorable Governor with a shawl. Tirusurya Kanchana, the Managing Committee member, will present the SGS Centenary Years books to the Honorable Governor. Tiruvasudev Rao is felicitating the Honorable Governor with a shawl. Tirusurya Kanchana is presenting the SGS Centenary Years books to the Honorable Governor. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. We now welcome the Honorable Governor to address the gathering.
Respected Dr. S. Dinesh Naik, distinguished dignitaries, esteemed invitees, friends from the media, on behalf of the people of Tamil Nadu, I extend my warmest greetings and best wishes to all the people of Goa, wherever they are, within India, within Tamil Nadu, or in any part of the world. This day Statehood Day of Goa we are celebrating here at the Raj Bhavan, Chennai. We know we have started trying to create a tradition of celebrating Statehood Day of all the states. Our country is vast, it is diverse. In fact, its diversities are stunning. And it so happens that in our day-to-day life, we remain largely ignorant of the richness, the cultural richness of this great country. And an occasion like this, it offers us an opportunity to celebrate, to know the people, the land, the custom, the culture, the cuisine. We know that we heard Dr. Dinesh Naik, he gave a very informative details how the people of Goa, they migrated to different part of the world, different part of the country and the world, under what circumstances. And some of them landed up here in the land of Tamils. Some days or some weeks back we had celebrated Maharashtra Day, and we realized that we have several thousand Maharashtrians living in Tamil Nadu for last several centuries, making it as their home, while retaining the uniqueness of their own culture. It's mixing like sugar in the water, yet retaining their sweetness. We also celebrated Gujarat Day, and we found there are several thousand Saurashtrians in Tamil Nadu. They have made this as a home for last several hundred years. This is the beauty of our country. People move from one part of another, one part to the other, for various reasons. At a smaller scale, they moved for pilgrimage, they moved for education, they moved for trade. But at times of distress, they also moved to secure their culture, their identity. Whenever they came under pressure in some part of our country. We know that people from Saurashtra came when Mahmud of Ghazni came and he perpetrated the worst kind of tyranny, atrocities, after desecrating the temple of Somnath and unleashing a reign of terror on the people around. Similar is the story here when people of Goa, they moved under the atrocities committed by the Portuguese. But the beauty of this country is, the people of this country is, that despite numerous rulers, Rajas, Maharajas, the society remained one. And whenever people from one part of the country moved to another, they were welcomed. They were welcomed like one of their own. It was not an act of charity. It was not an act of as if you were doing a great favor. They were welcomed as if it was their home. we know that Goa, or the people of Goa, we know about their present, we know how vivacious, how ebullient, how energetic, how hospitable, and how friendly people of Goa are. How beautiful is the place endowed by nature. We know it is a favored destination for people from not only India but abroad, all over the world, to visit Goa. Whenever there is an international event to be hosted, one of the places that comes first in the mind is to do it in Goa. But this place has suffered unspeakable trauma in the past. And it helps, it makes sense to be conscious of it. Not to feel bitter about it, but certainly to be aware of it. That look, the circumstances that put you in a situation where you had to suffer that kind of atrocities and ignominies, if you are aware of it, you guard yourself. There is a saying that the history, if you don't learn lessons, you are condemned to repeat it. We know that the period of 17th and 18th century was the worst period for the people of Goa. When they suffered inquisition, thousands and thousands of people were burned at the stakes, declaring them as heretics. And those who were burned, they were, of course, majority of them were Hindus, but they were also Christians. Because the people, the Goa missionaries, they felt they were so intolerant that they were not prepared to accept any deviation from what they wanted. A large number of people who suffered, perhaps the maximum were people, those who were, though forcibly converted, but yet they retained their cultural practices. Because culture doesn't die so easily. Even 400 years of Portuguese subjugation did not erase the culture of Goa. It's not possible. All these movement, campaigns, atrocious or otherwise, that happens at a place, they are like growth on the surface, like vegetations, like forest, they come up and go. The culture, traditions are like course of a river or a contour of a mountain that doesn't go. It remains like a sanskar in the DNA of a people. And that DNA we can see today, even after centuries of subjugation. It was unfortunate that people of Goa had to suffer another about 14 years of subjugation, even after the rest of India was independent. Because this Goa was very much part of this great country, Bharat. We heard some of these details given by Dr. Dinesh Naik. He gave a snapshot of how Goa contributed in shaping, in nursing, and in taking forward our Sanatan values, our Sanatan sanskar. How it produced great sages and seers. How it produced literature that we even cherish today. And despite all these, and the language, Konkani, in fact, one of the marker of persecution was if somebody was found speaking Konkani. That's what I read the literature, whatever I have read. The writing Konkani was a severe offense. People used to be punished for that. The people, there used to be, a taxation, I'm told, is called, I read in the books, it is Shendi tax. Shendi is, Chutiya. And the people used to, that in Hindus, some people carry tuft. So they had, Aurangzeb had introduced jizya tax. Portuguese has introduced Shendi tax. All kinds of atrocities. And people, they survived. They prospered. I don't know how the word is pronounced exactly, but this is what it is. But, yes, that is past. Today, Goa is a vibrant place. The people are vibrant as ever, and they are marching ahead with the rest of the country in our journey to make this country, the great country, to help it take to its destiny, which the country has decided for itself, that by 2047, India will be an Atmanirbhar, fully self-reliant, fully developed country and the leader of the world. And in this journey, while Goa will continue to play its role, and Goans wherever they are, they will continue to play this role. A galaxy of names were read out. I'm sure there are many more. It's not possible to exhaust the list. But at the same time, it is also our duty to see that we know each other. The sense of being oneness, sense of being one family. This sense is made stronger. We know that for thousands of years this country, despite various kings and kingdoms, remained one. That oneness was because of the sense of the cultural unity. We know that Bharat is a cultural and civilizational evolution. It was not built and created by any ruler like the countries in the West. This is the result of our sages and seers. A philosophy, a Sanatan Darshan that included everyone. It didn't exclude anyone. Everyone is a member of a family. The sense of Kutumbam. That sense of Kutumbam which got weakened during the colonial period. And subsequent post-British system of our education, post-British system of governance in which the politics overwhelmed the entire life. That sense, I'm afraid, it has weakened, it needs to be nourished, it needs to be strengthened. Politics by its very nature is about power. And when it is about power, it is about either I or you. The sharing becomes very difficult. It becomes competitive. Competitive in a sense that either or, not us, not together. It is a culture. It's culture that unites. It is a characteristic of the society. And if you move from one end of the country to another end, if you move on road, move slowly, you will not find the differences. Differences are so imperceptible. Only when you look at it an interregnum of 500 kilometers, 400 kilometers, then you mark the difference. But if you move, you will find it is a continuum, one end to the another. This is how it is. People along the border of the state, if you ask people of the either side, there is no difference. They know the state borders are political borders, administrative borders. Actually administrative borders which unfortunately became political borders. We need to strengthen our cultural continuum, a sense of oneness, sense of a family. And this, when we know each other, we know each other's language, understand at least a bit of it and own other culture, cuisine, how our people of our country from in various parts, how they are, how they dress, their cuisine, their dance forms, their folk tales. These are all matter of pride for us. We have begun a journey, creating a tradition, and we hope in coming days we will strengthen it. And here, I would like involvement of the society more than the Raj Bhavan. This is a function which people have to celebrate. And people of here in Tamil Nadu, people of Goa and people of Tamil Nadu, those who are all sections, even the Goans here are now Tamilians. So all together we need to celebrate it as a family. That sense, I think it will blossom more if it is done at various locations, not necessarily at one place. So in future we would like more partnership of more institutions at various places to celebrate these days, to celebrate these occasions. And that's how it will eventually lead to it will strengthen the sense of oneness. I am sure we will succeed in that. Friends, you all came. I responded to our invite positively. I thank you all for your all being here and taking part in it. Thank you very much. Wish you all the very best. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, we request you to raise for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाता जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे।
Ladies and gentlemen, we request you to join us for the high tea at the Darbar Hall. Elaborate arrangements have been made for your convenience and comfort. And we once again thank all of you on behalf